Peter R. Avillanosa, Ted L. Allen. We remember our friends and family with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, 7th floor. Joanne Wittenberg.
Today, Oklahoma remembers the 1995 federal Murrah building bombing by reading the victims' names and honoring the lives lost.
This year marks the 27th anniversary since that fateful day. Many Oklahomans' lives were lost and forever changed on April 19, 1995.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Morales.
And I'm Patrick Talbot. Welcome to UCentral News.
168 people died and many people were injured in this catastrophe. My aunt was one of many survivors. Here's her story.
27 years ago today, my family was changed forever. What was supposed to be just an average Tuesday in April for my aunt turned out to be a horrific tragedy for many.
I'm Diane Dooley, and I'm a survivor of the Oklahoma City bombing.
She remembers that morning like it was just yesterday.
What really strikes me first is that it really was just a typical morning. It was April the 19th, and it was a beautiful spring morning.
Diane was a Department of Veterans Affairs employee at the Alfred P. Murrah building for 33 years, working with disabled veterans and helping them become trained for new occupations. She was also on a volunteer committee as a third-party viewer for loans at the credit union that was also in the building.
And they asked if I could come down around 9 o'clock and help them look at a couple of loans that people were applying for.
As she was headed out the door for her 9 o'clock meeting, she received a call that would ultimately save her life. Her coworker and friend, Dennis Jackson, called her just before she left her office. Putting her now behind schedule, Diane hung up the phone and headed for the stairwell.
So I looked up and I thought, oh no, I'm late. I had high heels on, but I was running because I was late on the stairs.
Once she pushed that door open, Diane's world changed forever.
And I felt like I had set the bomb off because it happened just as I was pushing the door open.
Miraculously, she was alive. In a state of shock, she attempted to exit the building when she noticed blood coming from her arm.
I made it out the back door, and as I walked out, I looked down, and my right wrist, I had suffered a open fracture.
She made it to the street where an Oklahoma City police car had just pulled up and rescued her and 2 others from the wreckage.
We were the first 3 people at St. Anthony's.
Although Diane lived through such a tragedy, she continues to be a beacon of hope and light for others.
I was always, and have always been, I think, a half glass full person and optimistic about things, which served me well during the bombing because no matter how I felt after, there was always someone who had lost a family member or several family members.
While there is no doubt this moment will always be a part of Diane's life, she refuses to make it the defining moment.
It just taught me you can go through horrific things, and if you just keep putting one foot in front of another, good things are going to happen. So you can get back to having, you know, a very fulfilling life, but it's just how you choose to deal with what happens to you.
And that's just a truly impactful story with your aunt and with you. You've obviously been personally affected by it, and your entire family has. Why don't you go a little bit more into that?
Yeah, so the bombing happened April 19th, 1995, and I was born 6 days later. April 25th, 1995 is my birthday, and to honor my aunt, who is a survivor, obviously, my middle name is Diane. So my parents decided to name me after her as well, and we live through this story every day, not just April 19th, not just once a year. So it's hard to live through that, but it is, it means a lot just seeing that the hope and the life that is still out there and that we can still make a positive out of something so horrific. So thank you.
Truly inspirational. But every year, Oklahoma City hosts the Run to Remember, an Oklahoma City marathon dedicated to raising funds for the OKC National Memorial. UCentral's Jocelyn Schifferdecker has the story.
The Oklahoma City bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah building happened 27 years ago. The Oklahoma City community continues to honor the 168 people who were killed, as well as those forever changed. One way this is done is through the annual Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon, which is happening this weekend. Due to COVID-19, the race looks a bit different than it has in the past.
We have it over 2 days now. We have the Kids Marathon and the 5K on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the half full and the relay, kind of to lessen how many people we have in one concentration.
This will be the 22nd annual marathon. The course will take you through different parts of Oklahoma City and past banners with the names of those who were lost in the bombing. Runners from all over come to participate in this race to honor those who died. Sarah Wilbur is a runner in the half marathon this year.
This marathon, though, I think is just so special, this race, compared to others that I've done. One, because it's in my city, my home city of Oklahoma City. And two, I think it's just such a great way to highlight how far this city has come.
Each race starts with 168 seconds of silence to honor the 168 people who were killed in the bombing. All proceeds go towards the Memorial Museum. If you'd like to participate, you can sign up at okcmarathon.com. From Oklahoma City, Jocelyn Schifferdecker, UCentral News.
Thanks, Jocelyn. And here's to hoping that the weather for the marathon running this weekend is good.
I know, MC. I know there's a lot of rain in our forecast soon. What's it going to be like?
That's right, Patrick and Jess. We're going to see a lot of rain, going into this week, into the weekend. But let's go ahead and talk about the current conditions here on campus. Right now, it's 72 degrees. That's the big number that we see. It's mostly cloudy, very cloudy outside. The sun is popping in and out, but mostly you're going to see a lot of clouds outside. Now, the biggest thing right now is those winds. It's coming in from the southeast, 25 miles per hour. And with those winds, you have wind gusts sitting at 31 miles per hour. So the winds are strong, not a lot of rain right now. So it's dry and it's windy. So make sure you guys, of course, still staying fire weather ready or aware. Also, humidity sitting at 35%. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the temperatures across the state. We got some 70s and 60s right now. The only 50 that I'm seeing is down in Altus, 57 degrees, but that's because they got a little bit of rain going on right now. Same thing in Ponca City. Got some clumps in northern Oklahoma and then down here in southwestern Oklahoma. And so those storms are pushing to the east, and that's when we're going to start seeing more rain coming in tonight as well. But that's mostly 70s and then 60s, like I said, here in Oklahoma. Now, the weather headlines for today and for tomorrow going later into the week. Right now, possible rain tonight. Not even possible. We're going to see some rain starting later tonight. There's going to be a 60% chance, and then going into tomorrow morning, that chance is going to go down to 30%. Now, we're going to have a slight risk of severe storms starting tomorrow. So, meaning slight risk, we're going to see very low potential chances of tornadoes tomorrow. Now, I'm saying very low, but we could see a tornado tomorrow because we got a lot of warm weather and then those storms coming in. So, that mixing together, we could see a tornado, but it's a very low chance. We're going to see up to golf ball size hail, so it's about a quarter to golf ball size. So also we're going to have some winds coming in at up to 60 miles per hour. So with all of those combined, we're looking at some very severe weather, possible severe weather that could be coming our way. But now that's all I have for you. I'm going to go more into detail about those forecasts for tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week into the weekend when we come back after the break with my full forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, MC. And this Friday, the Regional University System of Oklahoma, which oversees UCO, will meet at 9 a.m. in Ada to discuss the university's future. Fee increases for students, how courses transfer from other universities, and President Patty Newhold Ravikamar's employment contract will be discussed at the meeting.
UCO's Department of English will be hosting a poetry reading through Zoom with Layli Long Soldier next Wednesday. The multi-award-winning writer will read some of her poems and discuss them with the attendees. The event is free and open to anyone who wishes to attend. The readings begin next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Make sure to register for the event on Zoom before it begins. And we have all been through a global pandemic for the past 2 years. Today, students gather around for the Through the Lens of the Experience Expo. They discussed new interests that spiked in the pandemic.
UCO Kinesiology Public Health held an event today in Pleasant Park. Seniors were able to take a break and to do some crafts.
This is our Through the Lens of My Experience Expo, which is related to pandemic positives, and they did a research study last semester in their health assessment evaluation course. And so that was a focus group study, and they analyzed data, and they've come up with a few things to do related to pandemic.
Students gathered around and spoke about what they liked to do over the pandemic.
We had games out here earlier, and they talked about playing games with their friends and family, stress reduction with the labyrinth. We had food because people talked about baking and cooking more during the pandemic. So tried to tie in lots of different things that we heard.
Reporting from Edmond, Amber Poston, UCentral News.
Thanks, Amber. Learn how you can get a free stuffed animal here on campus coming up next.
And MC takes a look at the full weather forecast after the break.
back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back. The UCO Max Chambers Library will host a Build a Bronco from 9 a.m. to noon Wednesday, April 20th at the south side of the Library Cafe. Students must donate a children's book to the Student Programming Board, SPB, for the book Drive Initiative. There will be books under $2 for students to purchase and donate. Students are encouraged to arrive early.
And the UCO Melton Gallery and Department of Art will showcase the senior capstone exhibition from 5 to 7:30 p.m. next Thursday in the Melton Gallery. The free exhibition will feature various works by Studio Arts seniors. And finals are coming up soon. If you plan on taking one or more of finals with Disability Support Services Testing Center, it is time to schedule them. There will only be 3 testing times, 8:30, 11 o'clock, and 1 o'clock Monday through Friday. You will have until noon on Monday to schedule.
Well, I'm ready for summer. I don't know about you. I hear finals and then I hear break, which means summer. So I'm ready, MC.
Yeah, hopefully this wind dies down. Is there any good news on that front, MC?
Well, not really. Right now, going into the rest of the week, going into the weekend, we're going to see a lot of winds continuing to push on, especially with those wind gusts. But I mean, next week, going into the weekend and next week, we could see those temperatures continue to be very, very warm. I mean, it's warm right now, too. But let's go ahead and talk about your weather headlines. Right now, possible rain tonight. Not even possible. We're going to see a lot of rain tonight. We're going to have a 60% chance, and then going into tomorrow morning, that chance is going to go down to 30%. Now, with that, it's going to be a slight risk of severe thunderstorms. Now, with that risk, we have very low chance of tornadoes. Not saying there's no chance at all, just a very low chance. So we could see tornadoes, we could not. It just depends on how that weather works with us here in Oklahoma. Then we could see up to golf ball size hills. The National Weather Service is talking about quarter size to golf ball size. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, or stay weather aware for that as well. And then up to 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. So make sure you guys just stay tuned to your local weather service. Now, right now, current conditions here in Edmond, 72 degrees. It's very cloudy outside, but with those clouds, the sun is popping in and out. So it's very, very warm, if anything. Got those winds coming in at southeast, 25 miles per hour. And with those winds being so strong, we got gusts sitting at 31 miles per hour. The humidity sitting at 35%. Now, the temperatures across the state, we're seeing 60s and 70s. So 60s everywhere in Oklahoma. The only 50 that we have is down in Altus, and that's where we're seeing rain right now. Same thing up in Ponca City, but those storms are moving to the east. So they're probably going to start seeing rain in Miami and in Ardmore and McAllister as well. Now, right now here going into tonight, the temperature is going to drop down to 58 degrees, and we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms tonight. Now, tonight, those winds are going to get up into 61 miles per hour or go down to 61 miles per hour. Coming in from the south, going to have some humidity sitting at 43%, and with that rain, it's going to be a 30% chance. Now, I said earlier it's going to be a 60% chance. So earlier tonight, it's going to start at 60%, but going later into the night, that chance is going to go down to 30%. So it's going to be more of a chance of 30% rather than 60%, if that makes sense to you. Now, temperatures across the state tonight, we're going to see 50s everywhere in Oklahoma. Everything that you see here on my Oklahoma map is 50s, high 50s, mid 50s, 55, 58 here in the metro. Same thing in Altus, Lawton, Ardmore. We got 50, low 50s in eastern Oklahoma, but it's going to be cool and that rain is going to come in. So that's where we're going to see a possible chance of some tornadoes tonight as well. Now, going into tomorrow, this is what I was saying. You have hot weather and you have storms coming in as well. That's where you mix mix those and we could see a possible chance of tornadoes, but we don't know just yet. Now, right here in the metro, it's going to be 88 degrees. We're going to have some 90s here in southwestern Oklahoma and then some 70s in eastern Oklahoma. Now, the only 60 that I'm going to have is up in Miami, and that's going to be the coolest that we have in the state. Now, the forecast for tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. is going to be very cool outside, 63 degrees. We're going to start seeing those sprinkles continue to go down. Then going into noon, it's going to be very windy, 74 degrees, but we could continue to see some more rain. And then going into 7 p.m. tomorrow, we're definitely going to have some more rain at 85 degrees. Now, this is going to be my 7-day forecast. Like I said, you can see going into the weekend, we're going to have some more chances of rain, 50% chance on Saturday. Sunday is going to be 60%, and then Monday is going to be 30%. Today and tomorrow, we're going to start seeing some more rain as well, but it's going to be 80s, and then going into next week, we're going to see that temperature drop back down. Now, that's all I have for you. Like Justin Patrick said, we're going to have some rain going on Saturday, but hopefully all those runners out there bundle up. But that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, MC. I'm going to be outside the next couple days for sure. Coming up after the break, one UCO student says goodbye to UCentral News. Coming up.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And 4 years, a global pandemic, a presidential election, and much more. UCentral's Tyler Whitehead has a final recap and one last goodbye for UCentral News.
We're applying for college!
4 years ago, I stepped foot on this campus for the first time, not knowing who I was and at one of the lowest points of my life. Then, I met UCentral. I started running cameras and the teleprompter. However, I knew I wanted to get in front of the camera, so I started diving into reporting.
Good afternoon, Broncos. I am
Then, the global pandemic hit.
Well, I just want to let you all know that this may be our last newscast, but stay up to date with us on social media.
But once we returned, I took every opportunity that came at me. I became a reporter.
Tyler, what do you have for us?
A COVID test leads to a false quarantine.
Then I was asked to come on board as social media anchor.
Welcome back to UCentral News. I'm Tyler Whitehead, and here is your social media update.
I live reported for the presidential election.
Reporting live from the Coldport Hotel.
Then eventually, I got the opportunity I had dreamed of. I became the main desk anchor, but I found my love for something different. I started working on this little project called Ghosts of COVID, where I learned my love of producing. But the thing I loved the most were the people I got to share the newsroom with. What makes UCentral special is everyone who is involved. We're not just growing individually, we're growing together. And every day I'm grateful to see how much not only that I've grown, but to be able to see everyone around me grow. I've had the amazing opportunity to be in this program for 4 years with an amazing second family. I love you forever, UCentral.
We'll see you later.
Have a good night, Edmond.
Bye, guys.
And for the last time, reporting from Edmond, Oklahoma, Tyler Whitehead, UCentral News.
Well, I already cried on Thursday, so now I'm crying again. But Tyler, you are so special, and we love you so much. And I don't know what I'm going to do without you next semester. I'm just going to say that. So
It was a pleasure working with you, Tyler. The whole department's going to miss you. But Aaron Gelvin previews today's UCO baseball game coming up next, so stay tuned.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back, Bronco fans. I'm Aaron Gelvin, and this is your Tuesday Sports Update. The UCO baseball team is set to take on Oklahoma Baptist at home this evening as soon as we wrap up our show today at 5 p.m. These two teams have already played twice this season, with Central winning both games, one on February 6th and the other on March 8th. The Broncos will look to continue their solid play in April, where they are 7-4, while OBU will be looking to jump above 500 this month. UCO has just 8 games left in the regular season, and all of them will be at home. This gives them a prime opportunity to improve their seeding for the upcoming conference tournament. And the UCO softball team has been moved up to 4th in the NFCA's Division II rankings that were released today. Central beat Rogers State twice over the weekend, and the Hillcats were the number 2 team in the rankings coming into their matchup with UCO. The Broncos have won 11 straight games and have just 1 loss in conference play. Texas Tyler is the number 1 team in the country unanimously, followed by Auburn Montgomery, Indianapolis, and UCO. Texas A&M Kingsville rounds out the top 5 in the rankings. And NBA playoff action continued last night, and we start in the city of brotherly love as Philadelphia beat Toronto 112-97 to take a 2-0 series lead. Let's have a look at a couple of great plays by Philly.
3. Pure! Ty, Reese. Push off. Here comes Maxey. He's got Danny Green with him. Danny Green to the cup. Wham! With the right hand.
That's the always excellent Gus Johnson getting very excited on the call there. And MVP candidate Joel Embiid led the Sixers with 31 points, and he also pulled down 11 rebounds. And the Dallas Mavericks were able to even their first-round series against the Utah Jazz last night at home, winning 110-104. Dallas was once again without injured star point guard Luka Doncic, but Jalen Brunson was able to pick up the slack, scoring 41 points and grabbing 8 rebounds. The series now shifts to Utah for games 3 and 4, and the story of this series will be how many games are played before Doncic is healthy enough to play again. Dallas can regain home court advantage in the series with a win in either of the next 2 games. And finally, the nightcap was the Warriors defeating the Nuggets by a score of 126 to 106. Golden State took a 2-0 series lead in this one, and they were led by Jordan Poole, who scored 29 points and dished out some beautiful dimes. Let's take a look.
Now that they're all healthy, have 2 of the 3 guards in the game all the time.
Oh, what a pass! Bielitsa with a finish. Poole was patient, able to poke it free, but into the hands of Green. Poole behind the back, and the layup is good by Thompson. Another dime by Jordan Poole. Steve Kerr said he's one of the hardest working guys he's ever seen. He's really developed his game. Look at that pass. I mean, it's like the Globetrotters out here. Jordan Poole.
Back at the desk here with Jessica and Patrick. I just wanted to say this is my last show ever with UCentral News. I want to give a big thanks to Dr. Hill, Mark Scott, Brad, Amber. They always do a great job. Everybody behind the scenes, Dylan, Garrett, Mike, Kendall, Trey doing a great job punching the buttons, and all of our great anchors as well. Jessica, Patrick, Eden, Jackson, MC, Tyler, CJ. Sorry if I missed anybody, but you guys all do a great job. It was so great to be a part of this. It was an incredible experience for me. We never found out if clouds take naps, but I do think we made a few good shows, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So thank you guys. Very honored to be a part of it.
We're going to miss you, Aaron, and we're going to miss the rest of the seniors. But on the other side, we'll check in with Cameron Forrell, who's at the Arts Festival after the break.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Welcome back, and we have a live lit crew out at the Edmond Arts Festival right now. Cameron Forrell joining us live at the Arts Festival. Cameron, what do you see?
Downtown Oklahoma City at Bicentennial Park. We're attending the Festival of the Arts, as you can see behind me. We have various vendors with different artwork. We got portraits you can get done yourself. We got different paintings, even like pictures later down there. And we got games of cornhole. We had live music just a bit ago. They're not playing anymore, but we had that a little bit ago. Entry's free for anyone who wants to attend. It started today. We got it going until, I believe, Monday the 24th. But yeah, that's basically what we got going on here. Cameron Forwell, UCentral News.
Cameron, and from all of us here at UCentral News, for one final time for this year, I'm Patrick Talbot.
I'm Aaron Galvin.
I'm Jessica Morales.
I'm MC.
We will see you next semester, Broncos. Good luck on finals.
Stay safe.